Hey everyone, so I got our first phone battle here, Sony's latest flagship, Sony Xperia XZs, so figured might as well do a comparison versus the previous flagship, Sony Xperia XZ. So let's go and get started by putting both these phones on. Now the XZs brand new just came out this week. XZ by comparison about 6 months old at this point. So if Sony, of course, you're getting those 6-month upgrade cycles, usually not a huge difference between the phone to phone. And same thing for here, XZs versus XZ. Not a big difference, but there are some I'll discuss. Now the XZs should be the first one to boot up. And as you guys see there, XZs first one up. And now XZ up as well. Alright guys, so very quick look at the design of the phones. So you got the same screen on both 5.2 inches to 1080p. 13 megapixel front facing camera. Dual front facing speakers. And at the bottom you got USB-C on both. Fingerprint scanner on the side for both, unless you're like me in the United States where it's disabled. On the top you got a headphone jack. Look at the other side. And then in the back. So you got metal design here. Obviously extremely similar guys, but there is one difference here. So you see a little camera bump raised there on the XZs. And we'll discuss the different cameras in a minute here. Alright guys, let's get started here. And as you see, everything's closed out. So first up we got a game, we got Temple Run 2. Now in the XZs you do have 1 additional GB of RAM. Let's see if it makes a difference though. And it looks like this first one is going to go to XZs. Pretty close though. Alright, next up we got NBC News. That was extremely close, so let me know what you guys think. I have Funny next. XZs by a fraction of a second there. You do. Alright, so XZs there. Calculator. Calculator and clock should be about the same. eBay. Maybe XZs by a fraction of a second, but obviously very close, very fast on both. And guys, keep in mind, the XZ is an extremely fast phone. Definitely one of the fastest out there. Alright, so we got our second game here, Asphalt 8. So yeah, both phones Snapdragon 820 and 4GB RAM for the XZs, 3 for the XZ. Alright, so again we got XZs here. So pretty good showing so far for the XZs. Photos next. Very close there. ESPN. XZs again. And settings. Alright, so XZs there. So yeah guys, overall so far, we do got more planned, but so far XZs doing very well. Alright, so higher score here on the XZs, 153,000 and Antutu versus 149,000. Again, the main difference is that 1 GB RAM. Alright, let's do Chrome next. Alright guys, just want to figure out my web history. Let's go to IGN.com first. Alright, so we got XZs there. Next up, let's do Yahoo.com. Alright, so XZs there as well. Next up, we'll do CNN.com. Alright, so again, we got XZs there. And last, let's do FoxNews.com. And again, we got XZs here, and last one was your Sony.com. Alright, so I think that last one was XZ, although the XZs did win 4 out of 5 of those. Alright guys, so far extremely impressive for the XZs. Let's do camera speed tests, and we'll of course have an actual comparison on my channel, but for now let's just record the speed. And we'll just do Xperia Auto for both. 23 megapixels, actually maybe it's changes 23. Or actually 19, I forgot about that. So yeah guys, actually the XZs is 19 megapixels, 19 megapixel rear facing camera. The XZ is 23, although the XZs does have a lot of advantages that I'll discuss in a second here. Alright guys, just testing out the speed. Looks like the XZ is a little bit faster here. Still pretty close, and I will have a comparison on the channel. Looks like the XZ is a little bit, tiny bit faster taking pictures. Alright guys, so I'm not going to do the fingerprint scanner because I live in the United States. They disabled it, but it is located here, and just judging by past experience, it should be pretty fast. Next up, we'll do a sound test. Usually we don't do that, but I just want to do a quick comparison. Alright guys, so a quick comparison here. I will have a more in-depth one using better music than this in the future, but for now it's a very quick one. So I think the XZs might be a little bit louder. Maybe I'm just imagining that, but I'll know for sure once I do the real sound test on my channel. So obviously a good sign there if it is a little bit louder. Hopefully it's true. But you guys let me know what you think in the comments. Alright, so let's do some multitasking. Alright guys, and before we get to this, let's just go over some of the specs. So again, both 5.2 inch screens, 1080p, 13 megapixel front facing camera for both, 23 megapixel on the back for XZ, 19 for the XZs. Now if that you do have advantages, for example, you do have a super slow-mo 960 frames per second. In terms of internal storage, you got 32 or 64 gigabytes on both, do have micro SD card support, 2900 capacity battery, Snapdragon 820, 3 gigabytes of RAM for the XZ, 4 for the XZs, stereo speakers on both phones are waterproof, fingerprint scanner, and USB-C. And then the Xperia XZ will be about $200 cheaper at this point. Get it for around $500. XZs is around $700. So yeah guys, mostly the same, but a few differences. So again, one of those is the rear-facing camera. Another one is you're getting 1 extra gigabyte RAM, 4 versus 3. And finally, different color schemes for both phones. So technically both of these are blue, although we'll say I do prefer the color here of blue on the XZ. Alright guys, so first up we got Jump Run 2. And doing the toughest one first. Oh, I'd love to see that. Alright. So I wasn't sure what was going to happen there, but as you see on the XZs, not reloading. So that is a really good sign there. Let's turn on the volume. Yeah, I'm actually pretty surprised there. Alright. Yeah, that was probably my biggest complaint about the XZ's multitasking, but very good first sign there. Next up, we got NBC News. Yeah, I'm really liking this. iFunny. YouTube. Alright guys, so pretty clear so far what's going on here. That's 40. Nice, again, it's not reloading. Yeah, it's definitely one of the better multitasking phones. I mean, that might be a difference there between 3 and 4 gigabytes RAM. Alright, and just a couple more. Let's do camera. Man, yeah, really liking this so far. And we'll do one final one. Let's do Chrome. Wow. I gotta say, guys, I'm pretty impressed there. I was not expecting that. So yeah, obviously extremely impressive here for the XZs. Did excellent through the whole entire speed test, including multitasking. So multitasking is something that Sony usually not the best at. But here they're doing really exceptional. And I definitely think the XZs is contender for fastest phone out there. But obviously still a lot more phones to compare with, so we'll see. Alright guys, so please subscribe for more. Check out the channel. Press the button right here to subscribe. Do a video right here if you want to check that out. And as always, thanks for watching.